Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction is going to be on Warwick, the Uncaged Wrath of Zon. How my reactions work is we're going to take a look at the biography and story first, then we're going to move on to any cinematic trailers that the champion may have, take a look at their skins, take a look at the Fandom Wiki, and then we end off with the voice lines and special interactions at the end of the video. So I don't know truly Warwick, how he is in terms of his lore and anything like that, but I do play TFT from time to time, so I kind of used him quite a bit in that game. I just generally know an idea of like what he does in that game and kind of like his attack moves and things like that. Other than that, I think there's some involvement with Singed and maybe his creation, I think. And then I also know there's like some theories going around. I don't know if it's confirmed or it's like really pushed anyway, is that Vander will become Warwick or is Warwick in a sense in the Arcane show, but I don't know if that's any confirmation or anything like that. As far as I know, there isn't any confirmation. But yeah, so that's a theory that's going around, and that's really all I know about Warwick. I mean, starting off with just his design here, obviously I see he's got like 3 little needles in his gauntlet here, and I'm assuming he can like punch them into him to make him stronger. And then you can see like little green tubes here all around his body, just like he's basically infused with this green stuff, which is why I can see related champions down here is Singed, because I know Singed has like the big green tube or whatever on his back. That's really all I know. So let's go ahead and find out more about him. The quote here says, "Spill blood, draw the beast." I don't know what that quote means. Role is fighter, region is Zon. That makes sense. And then related champions, we have Camille, Singed, and Vayne. So Singed, again, I think makes sense. I don't know truly what's going on with that relationship there. We'll find out. Camille, I know, is just in the area, so maybe that's why they're related. And then Vayne, I actually don't know anything about, so maybe we'll get a hint of why Vayne is related to Warwick. All right, our paragraph here says, Warwick is a monster who hunts the gray alleys of Zon. Transformed by agonizing experiments, his body is fused with an intricate system of chambers and pumps, machinery filling his veins with alchemical rage. Bursting out of the shadows, he preys upon those criminals who terrorize the city depths. Warwick is drawn to blood and driven mad by its scent. None who spill it can escape him. Okay, so I mean, 2 quick things that we learned there literally is he's drawn to blood. So he smells blood, and I think maybe I knew that, maybe I just forgot it. And then he's actually preying upon criminals specifically in the city depths of Zon. So that's interesting. All right, let's get into this biography here. Though many think of Warwick as no more than a beast, buried beneath the fury lies the mind of a man, a gangster who put down his blade and took up a new name to live a better life. But no matter how hard he tried to move on, he could never escape the sins of his past. So a gangster who put down his blade, which is kind of Vander's biography a little bit. Memories of that time come to Warwick in flashes before they're inevitably lost, replaced by searing echoes of the days he spent strapped to a table in Singed's lab, the mad chemist's face looming above him. Okay, so I straight up in the second paragraph here, we're learning that Singed was basically the one that made Warwick the way he is, yeah? His world a haze of pain, Warwick could not recall how he fell into Singed's grasp, and even struggled to remember a time before the suffering began. The scientist patiently carved into him, installing pumps and hoses to inject chemicals into his veins, seeking what an alchemist always seeks, transmutation. Singed would reveal his subject's true nature, the deadliest beast hidden within a good man. The chemicals pumped into Warwick's veins boosted his healing, allowing Singed to gradually and painfully reshape the man. When his hand was severed in the course of the experiment, Singed was able to reattach it, augmenting it with powerful pneumatic claws and bringing Warwick ever closer to his true potential. Oh, wow. Okay, so is that only on one side? Is that maybe the side with the gauntlet, that it's like a more powerful claw on that side? I'm assuming it's the side that has the like the needles going into it. I'm also wondering why this good man is in quotations. Maybe it's because he had like the gangster lifestyle or whatever. A chemical chamber was installed on Warwick's back and integrated with his nervous system. Whenever he felt rage or hate or fear, it would drive liquid fury deeper into his veins, fully awakening the beast within. Okay, so whenever he felt rage, hate, or fear specifically, it just like automatically triggered it. He was forced to endure it all, every cut of the mad chemist's scalpel. Pain, Singed assured his subject, was necessary. It would prove to be the great catalyst of his transformation. Though the chemicals enabled Warwick's body to heal through most of the physical damage, his mind was shattered by the unending agony. That sounds awful. Yeah, there's nothing to, prevent the pain of the mind here going through all of the physical pain, right? I don't think Singed even thought of that. Warwick struggled to recall a single memory from his past. All he could see was blood. But then he heard a little girl screaming something he couldn't understand. It sounded like a name. He'd already forgotten his. He sensed that was for the best. Pain soon overwhelmed all other thoughts. Blood was the only thing left. So we got a little hint of a daughter perhaps or something here. And the daughter saying his name. I don't know If we've learned that name yet for Warwick, that would be pretty cool stuff to learn about the champion. Though his body and mind were broken after weeks on the slab, Warwick stubbornly resisted the chemicals transmuting him. Toxins leaked from his eyes in place of tears. Wow. He coughed up gobs of caustic phlegm that sizzled against his chest before burning shallow holes in the floor of the lab. Restrained against the cold steel of the table, Warwick writhed in agony for hours on end until his body finally gave out. With the untimely death of his subject, Singe disposed of the corpse in a charnel pit deep in Zahn's sump before turning his mind to the next experiment. Whoa, so Warwick actually dies on the slab here. But death proved to be the true catalyst needed for Warwick's transformation. As he lay cooling atop the pile of corpses, the chemicals could finally complete their work. The chamber on his back began to pump. Okay, so he basically gets resurrected here by the chemicals, and in Singe's eyes, Warwick was straight up just another experiment. He just straight up put him in the discard pile. His body contorted unnaturally, bones bending and snapping, teeth growing, sinews tearing and then healing with a faint alchemical glow, dead flesh replaced by something new and powerful. By the time his heart started beating once again, the man Warwick had been and the lives he'd lived were gone. He awoke to hunger. Everything hurt. Only one thing mattered. He needed blood. First, it was the blood of a nearby sump scrapper rooting through the charnel pile, and then a priestess of the glorious Evolve seeking a member of her flock. Then a Piltovan apprentice taking a shortcut, and a filter-faced merchant avoiding a gang, and a dram dealer, and a tallyman, and a chempunk. Okay, so he pretty much started off, though, here, just killing whoever was there, right? Whoever was nearby. He set up a den not far from a place that itched at the back of his now animal mind. There he continued the slaughter, not caring who fell to his claws. So long as blood dripped from gnashing teeth, he would feel nothing but a smear of red on his conscience, the hunger in his gut overwhelming any concern for his random victims. So Warwick, very much so, just your typical werewolf type champion here. But I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more to him for sure. And then, I do want to know about his background. Yet, even as he surrendered to the beast, glimpses of his past began to haunt him. He saw a bearded man reflected in the eyes of a beggar as he tore out his throat. The other man looked somber, somehow familiar. There were scars on his arms. Sometimes, as he fed in dark alleys on stray gangers, the flash of knives would remind him of an old blade covered in blood. Blood passing from the blade to his hands, from his hands to everything he touched. Sometimes he remembered the girl again, and there was still blood. So he's still getting little glimpses of his past life. It had always been there, he realized, his entire life, and nothing he did could wash it off. He'd left so many scars that even if he didn't remember his past, the city would. When he peered into the eyes of Zahn's criminals, the gang bosses, murderers, and thieves, he saw himself. The chamber on his back would fill his body with hate. His claws tore out of his fingers. Okay, so that's probably why he goes after criminals then, because, as a man, he wanted to change. He didn't want to be a ganger anymore. And so he actually has hate for people like that. And so now that's why he hunts those type of individuals. He hunted. No longer content to kill indiscriminately, Warwick now pursues those already covered in the stench of blood, just as he was the day he was dragged to Singe's door. He still wonders if he truly wanted this. He can't remember details, but he remembers enough to know Singe had been right all along. The good man had been a lie before disaster had burned it away, revealing the truth. He is Warwick, he is a killer, and there are so many killers to hunt. That's really cool. So, I like those types of champions where, it's been done before, but I do like those types of champions where they're bad people. They're killers, like Warwick's case, but he is killing specifically other killers and other criminals. Not to say that's necessarily a great thing, but I think it could be. In this case with Warwick, I think he's probably well known down there in Zahn too, because there's probably known stories of a werewolf just murdering people, and I wonder what kind of impact that it will have on Zahn. And that would be really cool to have Warwick in, next season of Arcane, just randomly showing up, and then people are like, who is this Warwick person? Or who is this werewolf that it keeps snatching up criminals around, all of Zahn? So I think that would be a really good addition to add him into a new season of Arcane for sure. And the whole Vander thing, we could make it Vander. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work. All right, next up we have the story If They Run. I find her near the Black Lanes where merchants and thieves do business. Anything is for sale, everything is stolen. I could kill them all. Do they think the shadows hide their misdeeds, the gleam of their knives, the deals they make, shrouded in darkness? I can smell the shimmer wine on a beggar's breath from across this wretched city. I know their crimes, I can taste them. Then I see her. She's taking a message from one of Baron Spinlow's men, the lump-faced one, all scars and scowl, and placing it in a pneuma tube. He mutters instructions to her. Who knew the Dob could even speak, let alone write a message? I've only heard him scream. The last time we met, I took his leg. Its replacement is already rusted. He took his leg. The cogs clink as they pass from the thug's meaty hand into the girl's. I can smell the blood on the gear-shaped coins, the pain that passes from person to person. If you want something in this city, it doesn't matter how many cogs you have, pain is the true currency. I remember a man who knew this, the blood and cogs on his hands, but that man is gone. I growl and the two figures flinch in surprise. Even the shadows seem to draw back as my augments cast a sickly green glow. The girl takes one look and flees, but not deeper into the alley. She's a pneumatube runner. She clambers up into the darkness, taking a path few can follow. Afraid, fast but vulnerable, carrying a pneumatube with the Chem Baron's seal, the gangers will come for her. She's perfect. I begin the hunt. Whoa. We move so quickly, the city is a blur, my claws cutting through the smoke, scrabbling for purchase as I leap across rooftops, following the pneumatube runner. Carving a path so deep through the city it seems to bleed chemtech, toxic puddles gathering in the alleys. She tries to double back, skittering beneath a cart full of tinctures. She knows the city almost as well as I do. She knows where I'm driving her, away from Sanctuary, to where to place all the runners fear, where only the Zon Grey escapes. I need to remind her to be more afraid of me than what lies in the darkness. I land ahead of her, roaring with rage, my claws tearing a chunk out of a steam conduit. She hesitates, but only for a moment, before turning back into the depths where I need her to run. Wow, this girl still running instead of like just cowering in fear. I mean, I guess that's the other option, right? I can hear the gasps of effort as she scrambles up walls and slides down railings. She's praying to the wind goddess to save her. Perhaps I should do the same. The animal inside me wants more than murder. It wants meat. Okay. I could kill her right now. It would be so easy. I feel my claws emerging, greedy for flesh. I forget why I should spare her until I draw closer. Close enough to see my reflection in her eyes as she stumbles on a ledge and looks back. Her eyes brim with tears. He sees his own reflection here. Damn. It's all so familiar. I pull back and howl into the darkness, driving the girl forward. She drops down into a maze of pipes built for the ancient Pneuma system. I follow behind her, hanging back as she reaches the dead end. The girl thinks I'm going to kill her, that her pale throat is the reason I bare my teeth, but she is only the bait. This is where she'll lure out my true prey, those who'd prey on her. Oh, okay. Perfect. Well, look what fell out of the gray, says a ganger emerging from the darkness. He and his friends surround the girl, their blades catching what little light survives in these depths. I recognize their tattered rags. The Gray Nails. A dead man once had dealings with them. Okay, so this is his old gang, I imagine. There was another girl. I shake away the memories. I don't want them. I know you, says one of the nails, her face ringed by piercings. You run for Boggin, eh? Want to spin Lowe's mugs. But what's that Croven psycho got to say that he don't want us to hear? She pokes the pneumatube with her dagger and smiles. Please, you don't understand, the girl sobs, scanning the gray darkness behind her and trying to rush past. Yeah, she's like, guys, there's like a werewolf chasing me. Neither do you, the first ganger says. We're going to have some fun. I hesitate as the thug knocks the pneumatube from the girl's hands. It's worth more cogs than their own lives. It's their ticket out of this miserable pit to a slightly less miserable one. I thought the pneumatube would distract them for the moment I needed. It cracks against the alley stones. Spinlow's seal broken. What have I done? The runner cries out as a nail grabs her roughly. There's a struggle, a flash of steel, and then blood. Its scent enrages me. So really, like, when he sees blood and it's like very close by, he like immediately gets enraged. And then, yeah, the chamber on my back pumps and I am lost. A roar fills the darkness. It's him, the Howler. A gray nail cries out as I race into the clearing, trying to focus on the punk. I slash into him and the alley wall steams with red mist. He crumples to the stones. The Howler, they call him. Is that just a nickname or is that just... That's interesting. It's also capital H here for Howler. Where is the girl? I've lost track in the mayhem. Surrounded, blades stabbing like clumsy teeth, claws a metal blur. Jaws clamp down and bones crack along with the armor. I taste blood and still there's more. I see her now. One of the nails hovers above the girl, his shiv raised. I can stop him. But the machine pumps again and my limbs surge with power. The red haze fuels my mind. Everything is a blur. Everything is forgotten. Everything is blood. I don't know if I saved the girl. I don't know if I killed her. I'm still biting through flesh when the surviving nails flee into the darkness. I turn, following them into the night. I have no choice. They are the monsters I hunt, and I am one of them. Okay, so wow, we get a little bit of a glimpse here of whenever he gets enraged or whenever he sees blood, you know, the chamber on his back, he doesn't truly, like, it almost seems like he kind of has control here, and he does a little bit, right? Like, he's able to lure people into a trap. He's smart enough to do that, and he's able to still have control to do that. But when those chambers start pumping in, and he sees blood and he just starts getting enraged, doesn't have control anymore. I mean, that's typical werewolf and everything, right? Because as you can see here, like, the red haze fills his mind. Everything's a blur. Everything is forgotten. Everything is blood. So once he starts like actually getting in there and, killing people and eating the flesh and the meat of everybody, he kind of just loses it and can't remember. So he's trying his best though to kill criminals specifically. And I'm going to assume that he doesn't kill the girl here because he starts running off, but we don't know, right? But I think this is a good example. This is just a quick example of like how Warwick is working in Zaun. And I'm sure he's doing this all over Zaun, just killing any gangers or criminals that he comes upon, or if he smells blood upon them. And this is something that he's doing constantly in Zaun. I'd be afraid to live in Zaun. I mean, I guess I would just, if I heard of the Howler, as they call him, I would not be a criminal in Zaun. Because if there's a werewolf running around in my city, I am not going to commit any crimes or be anywhere near blood. But I don't know, maybe it's pretty hidden and not everybody knows. It's probably only like gangers know about him, I would imagine, not your regular citizens. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out if we got any cinematics for him, take a look at his gameplay, and take a look at his skins and things like that. All right, everybody, so this time around, we actually have an additional story that I was told to read when we reacted to Warwick. It's called Engineering the Nightmare. It's a Singe story. And, I scrolled through it a little bit. Yeah, so this, I assume this is obviously on Warwick. So let's take a look. Subject number 1088. Procured a cutthroat hiding among the populace and feigning civility. Only a disciplined eye could recognize the beast within, yearning for release. How could I refuse? For what is my work if not an attempt to reveal life's hidden truths through science? It required 2 doses to subdue him, impressively resilient, a necessary quality to survive the grand catalyst of pain and provoke the transmutation. The metamorphosis will reshape the man into a chimeric predator, and all of Zaun will be its hunting ground. So wait a minute, this actual idea that there's a beast within, Warwick, the guy, I don't know his actual name, but there's an actual, like, he could just tell that there was another beast inside of him. That's kind of, I didn't think that's what it actually meant, but that's actually what it means here. Okay, augmentation. Prepared subject for implantation, tested a surgical technique I observed during the Ionian campaign to reach the scapulae. Required several minutes of drilling through bone to attach the alchemical chamber and pumps that will deliver the transmutative formula. Subject wailed and pleaded, insisted he was no longer a monster but a good man. Ignored the distractions and threaded lengths of delicate hoses throughout his extremities, splicing them with his veins and arteries. The subject remained conscious and screaming for 6 hours. Very encouraging as he endured significantly longer than earlier failures. Finished by integrating the mechanical augmentations with the neuroless fibers of the spine. Minimal stitching required. Subject stable and recovering. I must rest and replenish before tomorrow's procedure. This sounds awful. I guess we're getting, okay, this is the design of the chamber in the back. Grand Catalyst. Found subject despondent and shrinking at the slightest gesture. He struggled against his bonds as the delivery chamber filled with the transmutative formula and activated. The mechanism primed the alchemicals, then initiated the next stage. The effects were instantaneous. The subject convulsed as his blood vessels constricted against those first drops. The plunger pushed the mixture through the obstruction, and the subject thrashed violently, nearly toppling the surgical table. As hypothesized, pain proved the catalyst of change. It released the flood of chemistry required to transmute the subject's base anatomy. A snapping of bone and sinew followed, reshaping the skeletal frame, and then a jagged shard ripped through the subject's wrist. He wrenched against the bindings, pulling until the joint cracked sharply and his severed hand fell to the floor. There was a piercing wail, and his entire body seized before suffering a full collapse. The transmutation had failed. I stanched the wound and stabilized the body's vital tasks. Perhaps I've overestimated the subject's tolerance for pain. I will recalibrate and begin anew tomorrow. Singe is a sick man, isn't he? He has like no empathy for his experiment that he's working on. Okay, so we're going to get the information on the severed limb here. Returned to my laboratory and found the severed hand still on the floor. Surprisingly, it showed no signs of decay or rigor. Examined the subject's mangled stump as he spat a litany of insults and threats. The rise in aggression is a promising after effect of the alchemicals. But the most striking change was hidden beneath the blood-soaked bandages. A proto-limb, embryonic and malformed but beautiful in its predatorial function. Even now, hours after the aborted procedure, flesh continues to grow and outpace the formation of misshapen bone. Perhaps allowing more time for the serum to take effect may prove beneficial. Okay, so we're getting a little glimpse of like the claw here that's getting attached or going to be attached. Oh yeah, and then we really have it here. New design. Images of the proto-limb pervaded my sleep. Its beauty and singular purpose arrested in tragic failure. But what if it could be more? Awoke with a spark of inspiration. Metallurgy. It may lack the refinements of true chemistry, but last night it served my purpose. Worked until first light forging steel, sharpening edges, and hammering a framework. It should prove the necessary structure, a scaffolding of sorts for the new limb to grow into. Improving upon nature is simple when she's already offered a design. Enhancement. The constraints of the procedure forced me to benumb the subject and work swiftly. Discovered signs of new growth on the protolimb. The changes had slowed but not settled. Grafted the malformed limbs, muscle tissue, blood vessels, and delicate nerve endings to the framework. Finished by integrating the augmentation with alchemical chamber. Observed a slight twitch in the smallest digit. Moved subject and reinforced his restraints. What other enhancements could be made? Perhaps I shall have a stroll and take in the gray. There is much to consider. Looks like the photo didn't load here, but this is giving me more insight into Warwick. Of course, we're seeing like how this experiment, fully went on, but we're also getting insight into Singed here and how, yeah, he's kind of how he is in Arcane, right? He doesn't seem like he has any empathy towards his experiments. Okay, transmutation. Returned from the boundary markets and was greeted by an old familiar stench. Tributaries of blighted veins stretch across the subject's back. The infection originated where bone and metal chamber adjoined. Made adjustment to the formula and dispensed the new batch. The subject's stupor broke in a piercing shriek as the skeletal structure fractured and reshaped. A bestial form began to emerge, the chimeric properties finally surfacing, but then the transmutation slowly ebbed and stilled. Increased the chamber's outflow. It trembled violently, delivering twice the dosage for every beat of the heart. The body contorted in response as flesh split like poorly seamed fabric, unable to contain the changes occurring underneath. The chamber rumbled as the mixture roiled within the sealed container. Pressure built until it released in a rupture of hoses, seals, and blood vessels. A series of snapping sounds followed, metallic and clanging, and the subject's restraints gave way. An instant later, he was tearing into my face, reopening the old wounds and feeding the old rage. Oh, he actually gets some hits in on Singed. Holy crap. We struggled briefly until he finally grew limp and collapsed. A single word escaped his throat, and then all the indicators of life faded, and the body finally settled. No heartbeat detected. Applied several drops of caustic solution to his left arm and received no response. Subject deceased. Dragged the body outside and disposed of the remains in the sump. Once again, scientific progress is stifled by lesser creatures. The only consolation is that even failure adds to the vast reservoir of knowledge. Now, I wonder if Singed knows that his experiment actually didn't fail and it's out there. But this is crazy. So he like gets off of the table and starts just loading into Singed before he just finally collapses and dies. And then Intruder. There was a disturbance last night. Arrived to discover the rear door to my laboratory was torn from its hinges. Its heavy wooden planks cleaved and splintered into kindling. Inside, my equipment and provisions suffered a similar fate. Nothing was spared and everything bore the same deep gouging slash of sharpened metal. Hours of examining and comparing the marks confirmed the truth. The subject had returned. Okay, so he does know. I don't know how, but there are a myriad of questions already forming in my mind. But first, a new laboratory must be secured before locating the beast and starting the next phase. What was the word the subject said before it collapsed? A name, perhaps? I'll start there and see where the search leads me. Oh, what's the name, guys? Come on, you gotta tell us. Okay, so in my hindsight here, this is probably Warwick returning, either because it was the only place he could think of, and so he just went back there looking for Singed. Singed wasn't there, and he just decided to wreck everything. Or he actually, like, when he woke up, Warwick went back there and wanted to destroy everything Singed had done because he hates the man, and just wanted all of his equipment destroyed and everything, right? Okay, this was cool. I'm glad we got to read this. We got to see, like, the actual full experiment notes and everything. So this was a good addition, I think, to Warwick's story here. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, starting off, we have the Warwick champion teaser. Let's take a look. I may have actually seen this when we were doing all the cinematics for League of Legends. Kind of loud.
I told you this was a bad deal, man. Shut up and move.
Fleg and Boggin.
Which way? Over here.
Gotta turn to 1080. It was on 720. Okay, I do remember this, but this is a good cinematic.
We're almost there, man. Let's go.
It shows how terrifying Warwick is. Because we're getting this first-person view, which is scary. Oh, you can see the green glow. You can see the big chamber on his back. Yo, I don't blame you, Fleg. Oh, there's the claw. What is this? Oh, it's like a tram. Bro, look at him. Oh, he looks so cool. Oh, the blood because he cut himself. Oh, and the chamber's gonna go in. Oh, you can see it change to like yellow. Oh yeah, there it goes. Oh, it goes all the way in. Oh, it changes colors though. That's cool.
Come on!
Dude, this is a perfect trailer to show Warwick. This shows off exactly what happens when blood is nearby. He's jumping like across the... What the... Okay, that was a really good champion teaser. Man, that is actually one of my favorites, I think. That was so well done. The first part with it, I mean, it being a first-person point of view adds to the terrifyingness of it. And then the fact that you just get quick glimpses of him, like back here, when they're like running, you just see him like jumping across and everything. Oh, this is such like a perfect like horror-themed kind of example of a teaser here. You know, I don't think it necessarily tops the new Fiddlesticks one, but I think this one is also terrifying in its own way. And I really love that you get to see, like, fully hear the chamber going in. And then I didn't know it changed colors, but that's interesting. But, like, you get to fully see him going enraged, which is really good. Oh, and then this is a good shot of seeing the claws that singed attached to him on the right hand here. The left hand looks kind of just like a big werewolf normal hand. You can still see he has some claws here and everything. But these claws... yeah, pretty insane. I didn't know they were actually only on the right side. I assumed actually in TFT, I thought he just had claws on both sides, but there you go. It's on just the right hand. Yeah, this was a really good champion teaser. I think this is one of the best ones so far. All right, next up, we just have the Wild Rift trailer for Warwick. Let's take a look.
Begin report on subject number 1088.
Right, yep, we know that. Oh, this is Singe talking?
Is nearly complete.
Nearly?
Effects have been gruesome.
Ooh. You can see the blood scent. Now we're getting a first-person point of view again. Oh. Okay, we got some gangsters up here.
A creature of pure instinct. Efficient.
Look at him even sneaking. You missed. There goes the chamber again. These Warwick trailers are insane. These are so good. Oh, the shadows. That's really, really well done. He just tossed the guy. So, yeah, he's going after the blood because it's coming from her, specifically. Oh. Oh.
And yet, part of the human creature remains.
Yes. Okay, very good. That just adds more to his champion. I think that adds so much more to the champion when they, when they're able to resist, they still have the human side to them and they're able to resist. So yeah, even here he knows, like, this is an innocent person. She was the one being attacked. Let me go after the other people. I don't know if this is the girl from the story. It almost seems like this trailer almost seems exactly like the story that we read, but she doesn't have like the Numa tube or anything on her. So I don't think it's the exact same one, but it's set up kind of in the same way. This is a really good one though. This is just a trailer showing us, how Warwick works. He's just going after the gangsters and he's not going after innocent people because the human inside of him is still trying to be a quote unquote good man. So very cool. I thought this was a good trailer as well. All right, now we have his champion spotlight. So let's take a look at the Warwick gameplay. Again, I've only seen TFT Warwick, so we don't really see all his abilities.
Champion spotlight featuring Warwick, the uncaged wrath of Zon.
All right, I'm excited.
Got any bright ideas?
Oh, they're even making like the map scary. Oh, he's gonna take them out one by one. What a cool intro. All right, let's see the abilities he has.
Warwick's passive is Eternal Hunger.
Of course, they have him attacking Singed.
His basic attacks deal bonus damage.
Okay.
If he's low on health, the bonus damage also heals him.
That's a very good passive.
Warwick's Q is Jaws of the Beast.
Oh, he bites.
When pressed, he lunges to an enemy, dealing damage based on max health, applying on-hit effects, and healing Warwick.
Okay, so he lunges.
If you hold Q down during the lunge, Warwick will actually leap behind the target. As an
Oh,
extra
interesting.
benefit, Warwick will also follow any other movements they make, such as Arcane Shift or Flash.
Oh.
Use Jaws of the Beast and Eternal Hunger whenever possible to stay healthy in the jungle.
Yeah, it just gets
be
you
sure to pick
HP.
out the splinters after.
Cool. What else we
Warwick's
got?
W is Blood Hunt.
Oh, the chamber gets pushed in. And changes the color.
Whenever Warwick attacks any enemy below half HP, he gains bonus attack speed until he switches targets.
Oh, okay. When they get below half
Whenever
HP.
an enemy champion is revealed below half HP anywhere on the map, they
Oh.
are afflicted with Blood Hunt.
Oh,
creating a blood trail
wow.
that leads toward them.
Oh, that's
This
really
blood trail will
cool.
follow Warwick's prey through Fog of War or Stealth.
Oh, that's so cool, actually. That
Warwick
makes
gains
sense for
bonus
his
out-of-combat
champion.
move speed whenever moving toward a blood-hunted enemy champion.
Oh, yeah.
All of Blood Hunt's passive components are massively increased against enemies who are incredibly low on health.
Wow, look at how fast he attacks. Yeah, see, that's what I know from TFT.
Activating Blood Hunt senses the nearest enemy champion within a large radius, granting the blood trail and speed boosts regardless of health for a short time. Blood Hunt's active cooldown is extremely high, but
Blood
it
Hunt
cools
having
down
two
twice as
different,
fast while no enemy champions are hunted.
Two different abilities to it is really cool.
Remember, Blood Hunt's passive applies globally. No enemy is ever out of reach, whether they're fleeing from a Yordle with a big ol' hammer or simply cowering under a turret.
Dang. He went across the map.
Warwick's E is Primal Howl.
Okay. What does this do? Oh, it looks like it.
When activated,
Fear?
Warwick takes significantly reduced damage for a short period of time.
Okay, buffs him up, tanks him a little bit.
When the effect wears off, or if deactivated early, Warwick causes nearby enemies to flee from him. Even a wolfman can find chickens daunting, but thanks to Primal Howl's damage reduction, Warwick can raid the coop without taking a pecking.
Yeah, cool.
Warwick's ultimate is Infinite Duress.
Oh, he jumps to him and
He
just
leaps in a target
claws
direction,
him.
suppressing the first enemy champion he collides with, damages them, repeatedly applies on hit effects, and then heals himself for all the damage he dealt them.
It's pretty good.
Infinite Duress's leap distance increases with Warwick's movement speed.
Oh. Oh, holy crap.
He's immune to crowd control during the leap, but not during the suppression.
Oh, okay.
If Primal Howl is active when you tackle an enemy champion with Infinite Duress, it will immediately deactivate to send surrounding foes fleeing.
Oh, so you want to do it like right as you
If
leap
the
in.
Uncaged
That's really
Wrath
good.
of Zon stacks enough movement speed, Infinite Duress's leap distance gets downright loony. Use it to get in the enemy
Wow.
backline space, then jam on him.
That's essentially what happened in his champion teaser. Towards the guy in the tram. That was really cool.
Jaws of the Beast's leap is perfect for sinking your teeth into elusive prey. Here, Warwick picks up a Moo scent and closes the initial gap with Blood Hunt's movement speed. Primal Howl makes the sad mummy cry in fear, slowing him down.
Poor Amumu.
Warwick then saves Jaws of the Beast to follow in case of a bandage toss or flash, killing him at the end. Blood Hunt's active ensures every chase is a thriller, even against a healthy target. Here, Warwick injects
Yeah, I wanna see
himself
against a healthy
cinched
target.
patented Hooch Hooch, and pops Ghost to get within range. He cuts off Twitch's escape path with Jaws of the Beast before turning the rat into his new favorite chew toy.
Cool.
Unchecked Bloodlust can land you in some hairy situations.
Dang, the
Here,
range.
Warwick hunts down Ziggs and attempts to rip him apart with Infinite Duress. However, he misses. Additionally,
that.
he has no idea Graves was swinging by for defense, as
Rip.
he's healthy and not hunted. Unlucky. Warwick's Howl is enough to split even the tightest wolf packs. He preps Primal Howl, then begins the attack on Titan of the Depths using Jaws of the Beast. Primal Howl's fear turns Nautilus into the team's loneliest tank, before Warwick's team finally picks up the
So
kill.
Warwick seems like the type of
Hey,
champion
even
that's
now.
definitely like maybe a jungler. I could be guessing wrong here though.
You can
But he
pull
definitely
off a
seems
similar
somebody that
trick
like
with
ganks a
Infinite
lot of
Duress.
people because
Here,
he can
Warwick spots
get
the
blood
approaching
hunt.
squishies and preps Primal Howl. He chooses Xerath as his target, terrifying the sparkly blue man's allies. From
You guys
there,
will have to let
Warwick
me
can
know what
sneak
his
out,
role
feed
usually
prey,
is.
and pick up tomorrow's dinner.
Cool. Okay, Oriana? What is this? What are we
Thanks
seeing?
for watching the Warwick Champion Spotlight.
Oh, because it's
Check
a
out more of the
ball.
Uncaged Wrath of Zon using the links below.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Cool. Yeah, again, like I always say when I watch these videos, guys, I want to hear from you guys. You know, what is the meta for Warwick? Is he used pretty often? Is he a pretty popular champion? You guys let me know all about Warwick in terms of actual League of Legends gameplay. Anything that I maybe missed here with this gameplay spotlight. But he seems like a pretty fun champion. I don't think he's one of the easier ones. He definitely seems like somebody you got to get really, really good with. He looks like somebody that you can like totally gank somebody with, because he has the blood hunt thing where he can just like run across the map and just sense blood. I think that's a really good ability and gives him a lot of mobility, which makes sense that he would probably be a champion like going back and forth amongst the map. I have no idea though. Again, I don't play the game, but I want to hear from you guys about Warwick, anything League of Legends gameplay wise. So let me know. All right, everybody, we're taking a look at Warwick's skins. It looks like he has a decent amount, which is great. And I don't even know what we're going to get with Warwick, but I'm sure there's going to be some pretty good ones. Okay, so the original skin, I'm going to do my usual thing. I'm going to give you guys my top 3. I want to hear from you guys, though, what your favorite Warwick skin is in the comments. The original skin is great. I mean, I have no comments in terms of like what they should add to it or anything like that. I think it's really good in my opinion already off the bat. So let's go ahead and move on though. This one is called Gray. That's it. Just literally called Gray. Okay, so the model here looks a little cool. Looks like they gave him some armor and then they just made him like a different tone, essentially. Color tone. Okay, I mean, it's pretty good. Let's move on though. I bet you there's gonna be some cooler ones. What is this? Earth the Manatee? I have no idea what to even say about this one. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Let's go on to the next one. Is this a reference to something that I'm just not understanding? I don't know. All right, let's move on. Okay, Big Bad. Like, come on, this is perfect. All right, next up we have Tundra Hunter. Oh, his arm is different. It's like made of ice. You know, it's, again, they always like to do like a snow or ice version of the champions in terms of their skins. And they're not usually my favorite. And this one's okay in my opinion. I do like how the ears are a little bit different. And he does look a little bit terrifying with the teeth here. But we're going to move on. Not my fave. Ooh, Feral. He looks more like a rat instead of a wolf. Another of Singed Vile henchman, Warwick is never far from his villainous master. Given wolf powers after being bit by a radioactive wolf, Warwick has been further augmented. Well, maybe he doesn't look more like a rat. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's the ears or something, or giving off like rat vibes. I don't even know what to say that's different about this one, other than maybe he looks a little bit more buff. I don't know. Let's move on to the next. Fire Fang. Oh, see, now this one looks really cool. I really love the fire on Warwick, actually. And then the artwork for it is really good. I think Fire Fang's pretty good. Let's put that one in the top 3 along with Big Bad. But the top 3 is probably going to change for me. Hyena Warwick. I didn't think this would be one of them. And it's cool and all, but it's not my fave. I'm sure it's for somebody, though. Ooh, Marauder Warwick. Okay, the armor looks super cool. The armor looks really good on him. And I'm not sure who this is behind him. I don't know if that's supposed to be Ash. The whole photo they have here for Marauder Warwick looks really good. I like this one. Let's put this in the top 3. We're going to take out the original for now. We may end up putting it back in, though. We'll see. Okay, now we have Earthwick. What's the difference between Earthwick and Earth Manatee? I don't think there's any difference. Oh, wait. Oh, the little, like, golden aesthetic here is gone. You guys let me know what the deal is with the Earth Manatee. I don't know what if there's lore behind that or what. Lunar Guardian Warwick. He looks really cool here. Shoot. The crown on his head, I'll call it a crown, looks amazing. And then the claw. Oh, let's look at the model down here. Ooh, it's like massive. Oh, and then he's like even all golden in that one. Yeah, this is a really cool looking skin for him. We have to put Lunar Guardian in. We're going to take out Big Bad, even though it's, it's like a classic. There's not much else you can do with it. I do like the color variations with the Lunar Guardian one. Okay, I do love cyberpunk aesthetic. This is the project universe we got going on here. I don't know if I like it that much, though. I mean, it is pretty cool, but sometimes when they go a little too far and it doesn't look like their champion, I mean, it does look like him because you can just see the outline of Warwick, really. You know what? Actually, this is a really good, this is like one of the better cyberpunk kind of ones, and I did just get done playing the cyberpunk DLC not too long ago. So this is going to get in the top 3. Let's just finish up the list because I keep changing the top 3, and I'll just decide here at the end what my top 3 are. Old God. Once known as Father Wolf, Warwick roamed the wood and reveled in Moonlight's bloody hunt. What is the deal with this one? The Old God Warwick. I'm not even sure what they did. It maybe they made his fur like kind of longer to give him like that old kind of feeling, like an older werewolf. And then he's got like some cool armor aesthetic going on with him. I don't know exactly what's going on with this one, but it does look really cool, but I don't know about that one in my top 3. Okay, we have Winter Blessed. The beast Warwick sniffed his newborn sibling, the automaton Shaco, as his maker beckoned the leaders to accept their gifts. What is this one? Oh, he has like a barrel on his back instead. Why does it look like a barrel? It just looks like a straight up barrel on his back. That's an interesting chamber aesthetic they got going on here. Yeah, I don't know about that one either. Let's move on. What's the last one? We have Prestige Winter Blessed. Now, see, why does that one look better? At least in terms of the artwork here. And see, his claw looks really good. And he's got antlers. Does he have antlers in this? He does. I'll call them antlers. I don't know if they're actually antlers. He looks really good in this photo, but I don't know if that's... I don't really like the barrel that's on his back. And I didn't even notice the chambers. I wasn't even really looking for the chambers on their backs for some reason. I just didn't even think to look at that. So like these, yeah, the chamber looks really good. All right, really fast. This is going to be my top 3. You guys might disagree. Just let me know in the comments what your favorite 3 are or what your favorite skin is. Okay, so I do really like the Lunar Guardian. I do actually like the project skin for Warwick. Some of the other champions, I haven't been choosing the project ones, and I'm actually going to stick with the Firefang one. I think the Firefang skin looks really good in my opinion. So I want to hear from you guys though. Let me know. And there's a tiny bit of trivia at the bottom. We're not going to look at Warwick the Blood Hunter. I believe that is an older version of him. Warwick the Uncaged Wrath of Zon, though, it says, following his rework, Warwick retains his dance reference to Thriller by Michael Jackson. Oh, that's really cool that he has that dance. A side-by-side comparison can be seen here, and he shares this dance with Zombie Brand. Oh, and that also makes sense for Zombie Brand to have the Thriller dance. And, okay, it says, Warwick is displayed when typing Earth in Champion Select. This is a reference to his Earth the Manatee skin. See more details in the relations section below. However, as of his current rework, recent origins behind the skin is unknown. Warwick, Vayne, and Trundle are the only champions without damaging area of effect abilities. Oh, okay. So is the Earth thing related to like the old version of Warwick? Is that what's going on? All right, anyway, maybe we'll find out more in the Fandom Wiki. Taking a look at our Fandom Wiki for Warwick. This one's a little bit shorter too, which is fine, I suppose. Related characters, we have Singe, Vi, and Jinx, so nothing really crazy there. During his past life as a human, Warwick was a Zonite gangster who decided to retire from crime and live a better life as a good and honest man. He was eventually captured and experimented on by the mad scientist Singe, who pumped him full of chemicals containing spliced monster DNA in an attempt to transform him into the beast he was deep down inside. Although Singe's experiment initially killed Warwick, they later resurrected him as a Lycan with an insatiable thirst for blood. Okay. Personality. As a Lycan, Warwick is a savage and bloodthirsty individual who shows absolutely no mercy towards his victims. However, due to the fact that he was a good man in his first life, he only targets Zonite criminals in his killing sprees. All right, so then let's take a look at abilities here. Enhanced strength. Warwick's strength far exceeds that of normal humans, enabling him to easily dispatch the criminals he encounters in the depths. Enhanced durability. Warwick's skin is extremely tough, which makes him exceptionally difficult to harm through conventional means. He also possesses inhuman levels of endurance and is able to keep functioning at full strength even when severely wounded. But you know, we've reacted to a lot of like immortal type beings. Warwick definitely seems like somebody that is killable, let's be honest. Obviously, it'd probably be pretty hard to take him down, but he is definitely killable. Enhanced speed. Warwick is extremely fast and can run at speeds that make him almost invisible to the naked eye. As a result of this, he can massacre entire groups of people in a split second. Enhanced senses. Warwick's senses are far more potent compared to those of a normal human. This applies to his sense of smell in particular, as he can smell blood from at least a mile away. And then regenerative healing factor. Warwick is able to heal his injuries, some of which would normally be fatal at far greater speeds than normal humans can. So a very typical werewolf-like character. The chemicals that are pumped into Warwick's body every time he smells blood, along with Singe's experiments on him, have taken a heavy toll on his psyche. He remembers very little of his former life as a human, sometimes recalling the cries of a little girl implied to be Jinx. Okay, and then it's quoting, "You were there, let me forget." And apparently knowing Vi before she defected to Piltover. Zahn needed you. That's another quote. Warwick is potentially the man who taught Vi how to punch, as suggested by one of his quotes to her in a line in her biography. Oh, see, that is very much pushing the Vander theory for Warwick. I see. And that's honestly going to be it for the Fandom Wiki. I don't know if there just hasn't been anything added. Again, anybody can come in here and add things. So very short Fandom Wiki. This is very short, just like the one for Scion. So if there's anything that you guys think needs to be added in here, please go ahead and add it to the Fandom Wiki for future readers of the wiki. Next up, we're taking a look at the login screen for Warwick, the champion theme. I'm expecting some scary vibes from this one. So let's go ahead and listen. 3.5 minutes. Oh, that bass. Oh, it's like a heartbeat, kind of. Wow, the bass is really heavy. I don't know if it's just like my settings for my headphones right now or what. Oh, it's giving like horror music vibes, 100%. The build-up of tension. It's got a good bass line to it. It's kind of badass, like login screen, I feel like, for him. But it's like still got this horror tension to it that I like. Oh, what was that noise there? What was that sound? Oh, this is good. Dude, this is badass, actually. I think this one's getting added to the Spotify playlist for us. Oh, that little like that little break there with the music. Okay, we're slowing it down. They're doing something different in this login screen, I feel like. This doesn't feel like any of the other songs we've listened to, in my opinion. It's definitely a different style. I already know it's going to come back in real hard here. Here it comes. No, not yet. Yeah, there's like so many different elements here that I can't even like pinpoint one and like actually even describe what it is. Oh, we're just getting like some crazy guitar riff now. Oh yeah, the guitar is really good in this song. This is like some good wake-up music. Or like some gym music. You working out at the gym? That was hype. Honestly, that was kind of hype. That was, again, like I said, it felt different than all of the other ones. I don't think I could even like compare that to another champions. And I mean, that's the whole point, right? They're supposed to be a little bit unique, but I don't know. That one felt a lot different than a lot of the other champion login screens, in my opinion. You guys let me know in the comments, though, what you think of Warwick's login screen. I thought it was really good. I think it's actually going to be one that I add to my playlist or my gaming playlist just to in the rotation. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, we have the skin spotlight special interactions for Warwick. It's only 3.5 minutes long. Unfortunately, I don't think there are Legends of Runeterra voice lines for him. He must not be in that game just yet. But we do have this. And then Skin Spotlights also did a voice lines video. So we would probably check that one out too, even though it'll be a little bit of like overlap and repeat. Okay. What do we got? What are we going to get here?
9 tails to chase.
Oh. That's a good one. This is Taunting Ari. Tauntakali.
Zorn has enough shadows.
Zon has enough shadows.
Zorn has enough shadows.
Makes sense. I need to do the Zed, Shen, and Akali reactions, don't I?
Kill and plague rat. You're a machine.
Yeah, he wouldn't get any enjoyment out of killing Blitzcrank, would he?
So deep in Piltover's pockets, I can only see her hat.
Ha! Ha 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 ha.
I pick my teeth with your legs.
Ooh, I wouldn't do that, Warwick. That's not a good idea.
Blood, Hextech, and key.
Okay, Warwick's got some comedy.
Piltover's call murder.
Echo.
Rewind too far and you'll be back in my teeth.
Ooh, that's a freaking badass line, actually, with him and
The
Echo.
one person in Zorn who runs to the past.
Okay, him and Echo got something going on.
I'll
Okay.
show you pain.
Oh, wow. Old Evelyn looks weird.
You were there.
Okay, there's the reference of the "you were there" that is like giving the indication that this is Vander, huh?
Let me forget.
Let me forget. See, that's so interesting.
Which one of you is the wolf?
Oh, yeah, and he's seeking out the wolf in Kindred here. That's cool.
From a roar to a scream.
From a roar to a scream. You guys let me know what this is referencing for Rek'Sai. So maybe maybe one of them screams and one of them roars between these two. I'm not quite sure. Let me know if there's a reference there.
You can't even kill an insect.
Rengar. I don't know anything about him.
You'll
Uh-oh.
need more bandages.
Hmm.
Can't outrun your mistakes.
Ooh.
I remember what you did.
Yeah. You know, in my reading the story in the biography, it's kind of interesting that there's no mention of him wanting revenge on Singed. Like, I feel like maybe it's hinted a little bit, but not really. Like, I feel like maybe he would really want to come and kill Singed, but it doesn't seem like he's actively seeking him out.
Zorn gave me claws long before you did.
He's talking about his past life and just Zon, the city being a tough city to live in. Eat your heart out. We really need to do a Soraka reaction. The problem is she doesn't have any like recent voice lines, but a lot of you have been telling me to do a Soraka reaction.
There are more rats than men in Zorn.
The only thing I know about Twitch is that he's a
I
rat.
thought the Cambarons were vermin.
Okay, we're just gonna get a lot of rat talk, trash talk.
Which one
Oh,
of us
older
is the
guy.
monster?
I think you both probably are.
The fear in your eyes. I've seen it before.
There's the other reference to this possibly being Vander. That's so interesting. But see, these voice lines are 6 years old. So that's why I'm just curious that the connection would be that old. You know what I mean? Like, did they really truly make that connection be like that? Or, I don't know.
Zorn needed you.
And then she left for Piltover, which I don't think that's going to happen in the show. I don't see any way that Vi moves on and starts, living in Piltover and working for them, you know?
Who taught you how to punch?
See, now that's a good one because Vander did. That's a good one. I mean, maybe they are rolling that connection to Warwick. That'd be really cool. I do truly want Warwick in season 2 of Arcane. I just don't know. Everybody's pushing it and pushing it. that it's probably right, but I just, I'm not 100% convinced yet. I would say like I'm 95% convinced though. Like I'm almost there.
3 arms,
Victor.
no claws.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
I don't know what you are, but I hope you bleed.
Does Zach bleed? You guys let me know. And I feel like every voice line with Zach is pretty much the same thing. I don't know what you are, or what are you? Something like that, right?
Yordles,
Any Yordle.
the alpha predator.
Yordle's the alpha predator? Is he saying Yordles are actually like dangerous?
First I'll kill you, and then I'll yodel.
What? Oh, wait, what? And then he'll yordle? What? Oh, is that it? One line saying meat after he kills any? Man, that is too short. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more. Okay, we have to watch the other skin spotlights video for Voicelines. Let's take a look at that. Okay, this one's 6.5 minutes long. Hopefully, we're gonna get a little bit more voice lines with him, probably using his, his Q and his E and all that stuff. There may be some overlap here, but let's go ahead. Oh, there's no closed captioning.
Rage, like men to the slaughter. It takes a monster to gut one. If you die, how many live?
Okay, these are going very fast, so I'll try to pause if there's anything I want to comment on.
Killing, I remember.
Killing, I remember.
Next. The monster's inside you. I'll tear it out.
Dang, the voice line delivery is really good here. I wish it was actually a little louder. I think these old skin spotlight videos might be quieter.
Pain is nothing.
Pain is nothing.
Your screams will escape.
Okay, these voice lines that we're not getting in the special interactions videos are making him much scarier. These are just like general Warwick voice lines that we're just like hearing him like spill out. They're super scary.
Always die. It's not the beast you should be afraid of. The killing
It's not the beast you should be afraid of. So he's saying like wait, what is he referencing there? The person that he is, or what is that?
When Thorn is free, bones to break. Give in to the beast.
These are giving a little bit of like Scion vibes, kind of.
This is who I am. You'll answer to me. Blood is the price. You hurt them. I hurt you. You'll choke on your screams.
Yeah, see that you'll choke on your screams. Like that's because we just reacted to Scion last week. These are very like comparable, and the voice delivery is really good. Like Scion, it's also just different too.
Remember, blood's on me.
Whoa, dude! Whoever's doing the voices, great job.
The best. No screams. Pain. Nothing. Watch you bleed. Yes. Hungry.
Hungry. So we're obviously getting a lot of hungry voice lines here, and then a lot of blood references because the blood makes him like enraged, basically.
Die. Men slaughter.
Oh, the like utteral, like from the deepest part of the throat, whoever's delivering that voice line. It's so good. Ooh, what are these? This might just be him attacking. Dude, he sounds scary.
The blood you spilled calls to me. The chains are broken. The beast is free. Who's a good boy? I am.
Okay, Warwick, you're supposed to be scary.
Scratch behind my ears. I'll do a trick for a Warwick snack. Meat.
They're doing a Scooby-Doo reference for Warwick? What? Ooh, the laugh is good. Nice evil laugh.
Stronger. This place is familiar.
This place is familiar. I don't know if that's a. Who knows if that's a reference to something.
Run while you can. I am in control. Zon will watch you bleed.
Hold on. He says he's in control. And I actually do believe he partly is, right? But he's definitely still not fully in control, I feel like, right?
And it will do nothing. I can smell everything.
Ooh, he can smell everything.
Vengeance is only a step behind you. You know what you've done. You made the monster. The city is my hunting ground. Try to hide. All the blood you've spilled brought me here.
That's true.
I know Zon's streets like the back of my claws.
Now, see, that definitely helps him in his hunting ground being Zon. He doesn't even, like, I'm sure he's learned it even as Warwick, but beforehand, he already knew the streets, right? Because he grew up on the streets.
I became the monster I always was. The memories
Oh, that's with the whole Singe thing, too, saying the beast within him.
come back every time you scream. Zon will fight back. The man I was. I killed him first. Run!
Ooh, that's giving me like Anakin vibes from the most recent Star Wars show where like Anakin basically says you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did, and that's like Darth Vader speaking. That just kind of reminded me of that quote.
Master! Can't save you all. Don't want to. In control.
Oh, that's him losing control there.
I'm monster! What have you done? Fear me! Can't save you!
Dude, whoever is doing the voice lines, you're doing such a good job, man.
Broken. Oh, his anger! Sitting, panting. Try, hide. Fight back! Run faster! Blood smell.
See, now I need to know again on this one. Like, is this the same case where the voice actor, like Fiddlesticks, had no, like, anything added to the voice? Maybe they did a little bit something to the voice here for Warwick, or is the voice actor just delivering these voice lines as is? Because that's crazy.
If I don't kill you, Zon will.
Oh, that's a good line.
I have your scent. Back to killing Chem Barons. More scars.
Back to killing Chem
Chem
Barons.
You killed Warwick, but left the beast. I
Killed Warwick, but left the beast. That's cool.
almost felt that. One thing you should know. I honor my debts.
I honor my debts. Now, see, that is like the guy speaking, whoever it's supposed to be. I don't think that wouldn't be like a werewolf thing. That would be like an actual human thing, right? Oh, what is that? Oh, Warwick just has heartburn right now. These growls are weird. I can't tell if he's dying or what.
I ran these streets. Now it's your turn to run. Violence can be death or a way of life. 9 tails to chase.
Okay, we know that one.
Zon has enough shadows.
Okay, now we're getting the special interactions again.
You're a machine. So deep in Piltover's pockets, I can only see your hat. I
Okay.
pick my teeth with your legs. Blood, hextech.
Yeah, again, with these repeating, again, let me know if there's any references. I'm just like totally not understanding like the Rengar one or like the Rek'Sai one.
Progress is just what Piltovans call murder. Rewind too far and you'll be back in my teeth.
There's our Echo
The
one.
one person in Zon who runs to the past. I'll show you.
I know Echo and Warwick fight in that recent Echo game.
Let me forget. Which one of you is the wolf? From a
I like that one with
roar to
Kindred.
a stream. You can't even kill an insect.
That's the Rengar one.
More bandages. Can't outrun your mistakes. I remember what you did. Zon gave me claws long before you did.
Singed.
Eat your heart out.
Eat your heart out.
More rats than men in Zon. And I thought the Chem Barons were vermin. Which one of us is the monster? The fear in your eyes. I've seen it before.
Fear in your eyes. I've seen it before. Like, that's really pushing Vander, man.
So needed you. Who taught you how to punch?
That is too.
3 arms and no claws. I don't know what you are, but I hope you bleed.
The Zack one.
Zon has enough shadows. Yordles, the alpha predator.
The Yordle one is weird.
Kill you, and then I'll yodel.
Like, what is that? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, these are scary. Oh, I don't like it. Wow. I just have to applaud the voice actor as always. I mean, I'm never saying like any of the voice actors are bad in any way, but some of them, like, I guess it's especially the ones where they have to like really change their voice. For example, Warwick, Scion, Fiddlesticks, like those where they're really changing their voice. I just have to like applaud them on the delivery. And again, I don't know if they're like being fine-tuned a little bit or if there's being any like things added to their voice and they're not as crazy as I think they are. I know Fiddlesticks, you guys have told me in the comments though that person is literally delivering the lines that way. Again, let me know in the comments for Warwick's voice actor if they're doing the same thing. All right, these were fun. I wish we had more, of course, you know, some more recent ones in Legends of Runeterra, but maybe they're saving those to like really confirm the Vander thing, and maybe we'll get Warwick. I don't know how often they're releasing champions in Legends of Runeterra. You guys will have to let me know about that kind of stuff. I definitely want to hear from you guys, though, what your guys' take is on the whole Vander Warwick thing. You know, I've mentioned Vander throughout this whole reaction because it's been really pushed for sure. It's been mentioned to me, I believe, in comments on other reaction videos I've done in the past. I see whenever I've been like looking up Warwick videos, I was seeing a bunch of like other YouTubers kind of like making a Vander Warwick connection video. So there's obviously a lot of other people in the community that think that connection is true. And maybe we'll get Vander in the next season as Warwick. You know, there was the little tease of Vander not being dead in episode 3, right? Like it didn't seem like he was dead fully. So he's possibly out there, right? As Warwick. In terms of not Vander or Arcane, Warwick, you know, in League of Legends, I again like to see where their champion would go in the future. And my predictions for Warwick is actually not much. I think he's just going to stay in Zon doing his thing. Like, I think he's just going to be the continual hunter, predator person in Zon, taking out Chem Barons or taking out, taking out criminals. Maybe he'll have some run-ins with some of our other Zon people like Renata Glask. You know, it's actually interesting that there's no mention of Renata Glask specifically, but I know she's a more recent character, and they probably haven't touched Warwick's lore since she's been out. So that's probably why there's no mention. But you know what I mean? I would like to see more interactions with him and other Zonites specifically. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, so like maybe for his lore in the near future, maybe he starts messing with Renata Glask's, operations down in Zon, and he starts to cause a problem, and maybe there's like a showdown between the two or something in the future. That might be a good, update to his lore in the near future. That'd be pretty cool. Other than that, though, like I would say a lot of the other champions, I have some like cool things that they might go on and do, or some possibility of something they could do. I don't really know what they could do with Warwick. Maybe find his the quote unquote daughter or the girl that he remembers, but we have an inkling of a feeling that that's probably Vi or Jinx, maybe, right? And I guess we would like to know his actual name in the game, but they might just say it's Vander. We don't know. That would be the only things I could see them doing with Warwick in the future. But like lore-wise, this guy's probably just going to be in Zon forever, hunting down criminals, which would make Zon not a great place to be a criminal. So yeah. You know what would be really scary would have Warwick go to Piltover. You know, Zon is there's a lot of shadows and things in Zon, so he's able to be like more sneaky and stuff like that. He really wouldn't be able to do that in Piltover, so I don't see any reason for him to go to Piltover. Although there are still criminals up there, I don't think he would have any reason to. But that would be like a fun, like maybe, I don't know, thing to do to his lore to have him go to Piltover and like wreak havoc as some sort of event or something. I did not mean for us to be doing like these scary back-to-back individuals with Scion and Warwick the last couple of weeks, but I thought this was a good like continuation of our like kind of villain kind of champions. I don't know if Warwick's considered really a villain, but he's definitely a scary champion. It is also October right now, so this is like kind of a good month to have the scary type champions. I didn't even mean for that to happen, but it just happened to be that way. So I want to hear from you guys though on any other recommendations of somebody who I should react to. Again, I've been trying to stick with the ones that actually have like a decent amount of voice lines, because you know, the ones that don't have voice lines, yeah, it's really cool to learn their lore, but I really like the connection with other champions and having them interact with other champions. And it's just really fun to react to the voice lines in general. So you guys let me know in the comments who I should react to next. I'd appreciate it. That's going to do it for this one, folks. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have a bunch of other videos you can check out and see my reactions to. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.